Oh, you're here. Good. I was hoping for company. You see, I've got stories, dark ones, chilling ones, the kind that keep you up at night. Mythical creatures, curses, horrors you can't escape. Shall we begin? Don't worry, I won't bite. Much.
Recently, Nezha has taken the world by storm. This rebellious teenager, riding on fiery wheels and shouting, "My fate is mine, not heaven's," has won over countless fans. But did you know? Nezha's legend dates back centuries, making him one of the most rebellious heroes in Chinese mythology. Today, let's dive into the story of this chaos child. From his extraordinary birth, his bloody battle at Chentang Pass, to his defiance of destiny and his rebirth, Nezha's journey is far more legendary than you can imagine. During the final years of the Shang dynasty, war raged across the land. Vassal states schemed for power, and to make matters worse, the northern barbarians and the sea-dwelling demons frequently invaded the empire's borders. In these chaotic times, Chentang Pass stood as a crucial stronghold guarding the southeastern shores. The man responsible for its defense was none other than the renowned General Li Jing. Li Jing, also known as Pagoda-bearing Heavenly King, was a brilliant warrior known for his unmatched combat skills and strategic mind. He came from a prestigious family. His father, Duke Li Tianwang, was a high-ranking noble of the Shang court. However, Li Jing was an upright man unwilling to be part of the corrupt regime. When the tyrannical King Zhou ascended the throne, Li Jing chose exile over serving a doomed kingdom. He requested to be stationed at Chentang Pass, far away from the treacherous imperial court, dedicating himself to protecting the frontier. Chentang Pass wasn't just a military stronghold, it was a legendary city. Surrounded by mountains and facing the vast eastern sea, it had both natural defenses and abundant resources. But deep beneath the waves, the Dragon Clan of the Eastern Sea had long coveted this land. Once part of their ancestral territory, they had never given up their claim. Since Li Jing took command, tensions between the Dragon Clan and humans had simmered, but neither side had made the first move. The Li family residence stood at the heart of Chentang Pass, both a military command center and a symbol of authority. Lady Yin Xinyang, Li Jing's wife, was a noble woman of great wisdom and virtue. She was also the daughter of a Taoist hermit, whose lineage once served as spiritual guardians of the Shang dynasty. However, as the imperial court fell into corruption, her parents withdrew from public affairs and retreated into seclusion. Li Jing and Lady Yin had two sons, their eldest, Jinja, and their second son, Muza. Both were gifted and had been sent to cultivate under the guidance of powerful immortals. Jinja became a disciple of Manjusri, known for his profound wisdom and mastery of Taoist arts. Muza trained under Puxian Zhenren, excelling in martial strategy and swordsmanship. Even with two accomplished sons, Lady Yin still wished for another child. This wasn't just maternal instinct. She had once dreamed of an immortal who foretold that their family would give birth to a divine warrior who would one day suppress the forces of evil. However, no one expected that the arrival of this divine warrior would turn their household and the entire world into chaos. One night, Lady Yin had a strange dream. She saw a radiant celestial pearl descend from the heavens and land in her arms. When she woke up, she realized she was pregnant. However, unlike a normal pregnancy, she carried this child for 3 years and 6 months. No matter what remedies or Taoist spells were used, the baby refused to be born, as if undergoing some kind of mysterious transformation inside the womb. As time dragged on, Li Jing grew from hopeful to anxious, then to outright terrified. Rumors spread among the soldiers that the general's wife was carrying something unnatural, perhaps even a demon. These whispers only fueled Li Jing's paranoia, but Lady Yin never wavered in her belief. She knew this child was special, a gift from the heavens. Then, the long wait ended, and the entire city witnessed something beyond belief. That night, the skies over Chentang Pass roared with thunder, lightning tearing through the heavens. The entire city fell to its knees, praying to the gods, convinced that a divine event was taking place. Lady Yin suffered immense pain, but when she finally gave birth, what emerged was not a normal baby. It was a round, glowing ball of flesh. Li Jing recoiled in horror. Prophecies had long foretold that a monstrous birth would bring disaster. Believing his child to be a demon, he instinctively drew his sword, ready to strike. But before his blade could fall, the flesh sphere suddenly burst open, revealing a plump, bright-eyed boy holding two mystical treasures. one a red silk ribbon and the other a golden ring. The baby landed on the ground, stood up on his own, and looked around. Then, with a calm and confident voice, he spoke. "Mother, I am Nezha." For a moment, the entire household was frozen in shock. The bizarre circumstances of Nezha's birth quickly became the talk of Chentang Pass. Soldiers whispered behind closed doors, fearful that their general's son was not human. Even Li Jing, the boy's own father, was deeply unsettled, but Lady Yin fiercely protected her child, refusing to let anyone harm him. Just as the rumors reached their peak, a celestial figure descended from the skies, clad in flowing Taoist robes with a long dust whisk in one hand and a magical sword on his back. Master Taiyi had arrived from Kunlun Mountain. The wise immortal informed Li Jing and Lady Yin that Nezha was not a demon, but the reincarnation of a sacred spirit pearl. He had been sent by the heavens to uphold justice and protect the world from the rising tide of evil. However, Nezha's destiny was anything but simple. His fate was entwined with that of the demonic Chaos Orb, a force of great destruction. Nezha, however, was unimpressed. He was a mischievous, wild child who cared little for prophecies. All he knew was that he was stronger than anyone else. He could punch through solid stone, defeat men twice his size, and wield his red silk and golden ring with ease. With no rival strong enough to challenge him, his rebellious nature only grew stronger. And it was this unchecked power that would soon lead him into an earth-shattering confrontation, the battle against the Dragon Prince of the Eastern Sea. By this time, Nezha was nearly 7 years old, wild and full of mischief. Every day he either trained in martial arts or ran around the city causing trouble. While Lady Yin doted on him, Li Jing tried to discipline his unruly son, but in his heart he too was secretly fond of the boy. One particularly hot afternoon, Nezha could no longer bear the heat. He grabbed his two friends, Shi and Niu, and dashed toward the sea. The moment he saw the shimmering water, his eyes lit up. "Ah, this looks amazing. Let's jump in." Shi and Niu hesitated. "Young master, this is the Eastern Sea, home to the Dragon King. Wouldn't it be disrespectful to enter without permission?" Nezha laughed and flicked his silk ribbon. "Afraid of the Dragon King? Let's see if he dares to stop me." Without another word, he leaped into the waves. A fight underwater. Nezha was no ordinary boy. The moment he entered the water, he moved like a fish. He swung his golden ring and silk ribbon wildly, stirring up massive waves. The sea churned as if a storm was brewing. Coral reefs shattered, fish and shrimp were flung ashore, and the seabed was turned upside down. Deep in the Eastern Sea, inside the majestic Dragon Palace, Dragon King Ao Guang sat on his throne, listening to a report when suddenly the entire palace shook violently. "Who dares cause chaos in my domain?" he roared. A trembling shrimp soldier quickly bowed. "Your Majesty, a child is wreaking havoc above. He wields powerful magic and has already injured many sea creatures." Ao Guang's expression darkened. "A mere human child dares disturb my waters? Capture him at once." At his command, an army of shrimp soldiers and crab generals surged toward the surface. As they surrounded Nezha, a massive crab demon snapped its claws. "Insolent boy, this is the Dragon King's domain. Kneel and surrender." Nezha grinned. "Surrender? You'll have to make me." With a swift swing, he hurled his golden ring. It struck the crab's head with a loud crack, splitting its shell. The creature collapsed, twitching. Laughing, Nezha twirled his silk ribbon, sending dozens of shrimp soldiers flying. Within moments, the entire army lay in defeat. The Dragon King could no longer sit idly by. The wrath of the Dragon King. Seeing his soldiers humiliated, Ao Guang's face twisted in fury. He turned to his third son, Ao Bing. "You must teach this boy a lesson." Dressed in shining silver armor, Ao Bing ascended from the depths, wielding a frost spear. As he emerged from the water, his chilling gaze locked onto Nezha. "You dare challenge the Dragon King? Prepare to suffer the consequences." Nezha's eyes sparkled with excitement. Finally, a worthy opponent. The battle between the two young warriors shook the sea and sky. Nezha dodged every attack with ease, his silk ribbon blocking Ao Bing's strikes while his golden ring countered every move. Within 300 exchanges, Nezha gained the upper hand. He leaped onto Ao Bing's chest and drove his fire-tipped spear straight through the Dragon Prince's body. Ao Bing let out a tragic scream as blood turned the sea red. But Nezha wasn't done. He ripped out Ao Bing's dragon tendons, his heart racing with triumph. Retaliation from the heavens back in the Dragon Palace, Ao Guang cradled his son's lifeless body, his eyes filled with rage. Nezha, I will have my revenge. Furious beyond reason, he stormed to the heavens, bowing before the Jade Emperor. Your Majesty, the son of General Li Jing has slain my child and humiliated my people. If this crime goes unpunished, how can we, the Dragon Kings, maintain our dignity? The Jade Emperor frowned. Nezha's actions are indeed reckless. Summon Li Jing. He must answer for his son's misdeeds. Meanwhile, at Chentang Pass, Li Jing stood frozen as celestial soldiers descended before his home. By order of the Jade Emperor, Nezha is to be arrested for killing the Dragon King's son. Li Jing's heart sank. He turned to Nezha, his voice trembling. What have you done? Nezha, still clutching Ao Bing's dragon tendon, simply grinned. I handled a bully. Isn't that a good thing? Li Jing's face darkened. You've brought disaster upon us all. Nezha looked at the divine soldiers, then back at his father. A realization dawned upon him. He could not escape this fate, Nezha's ultimate sacrifice. Nezha stepped forward. I alone am responsible for this. Don't punish my family or Chentang Pass. Ao Guang's voice boomed. Then prepare to die. Nezha closed his eyes for a moment. Then without hesitation, he lifted his spear and plunged it into his own heart. Blood poured onto the ground as Nezha collapsed. The entire pass fell silent, stunned at his self-sacrifice. The Dragon King, seeing Nezha's lifeless body, could no longer seek further vengeance. He turned and vanished into the sea. Lady Yin wept bitterly while Li Jing looked away, his emotions unreadable. Just as Nezha's soul began to fade, a golden light enveloped him. A new beginning from the skies descended Master Tai, his expression sorrowful yet firm. Nezha, your story does not end here. With a wave of his hand, he captured Nezha's soul and placed it into a sacred lotus. You shall be reborn, he whispered, with a new body, free of past sins, to walk the path of a true protector. As the lotus bloomed, a new Nezha emerged. A new legend was about to begin. Stay tuned for the next episode, Reborn from the Lotus Nezha's second life.